Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Next Level ATL. I'm getting directions already from our lovely producer director, Raina Bell Saunders. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, okay, well. Anyway, there you go. So, Raina, what do we have for a question today?
Um, Scenario.
Mm,
Female, not afraid to be alone, married almost 20 years, tolerated her husband's ways, not abusive, just boring. Now she feels she deserves to be treated better in her later years. He has become a little more attentive, but there's still no passion. Counseling doesn't seem to be working. Question: should she stick with her values till death do us part, or cut her losses and spend the latter part of her life the way she would like, with fun and excitement?
wow.
Wow.
Definitely wow. Uh, the best answer that I can give for that is to stick with your values. You made a vow, you should keep it. That's first and foremost. You know, when we make vows, I assume everybody desires to keep those vows at the time that they made them, and they're important to us as well as the other person. It's unfortunate that the passion has waned a little bit in your marriage, but that's 20 years of, I'm sure, many other things getting in the way, being distracted a little bit here or there, tending to other family members or friends, letting work get in the way, that kind of thing. So what I suggest is that you really take a look internally. It's a lot of soul work we're doing here, right? Take a look internally and see exactly what is it besides passion that you're missing. What is it that you desire? I know you mentioned fun and excitement, but what does that mean to you? And know that there's no guarantee that if you leave your husband that you're going to find fun and excitement out there. I don't know what you had besides the opportunity to get married when you did get married 20 years ago, but 20 years later, it's a lot different out there in the dating world. So that kind of fun and excitement may not be what you're looking for. And remember too, you might be thinking back to 20-year-old fun and excitement. Let's say you're right around the same age group as we are. So that would be 20-year-old fun and excitement. Well, what you wanted for fun and excitement at 20, I'm sure is a lot different now. Probably not what you want now at 40-ish or, late 30s, let's say. So make sure that you take the time to consider not only yourself and what you really want, what's really going on, but consider your mate too. I hear that you say that counseling doesn't seem to be working. It's got to be working at least a little bit if you're still there and if you're asking this question. So the love is still there. You're just missing a key component of desire. Find out what that is. Find out what got in the way. For those folks who may be in the same situation, who have children, it might have been that the children were in the home. When we have kids, we become different people because we need to be mommy, we need to be daddy for them, and we forget about who we are. So the best thing to do is get back to who you are. Find out those things that made you happy, that made you an individual. Maybe there were some dreams and desires that you had individually that you weren't able to realize, and it's okay at this point to realize them again and still stay married. And that will probably, including if you get help from your spouse, it's a little noisy here, sorry. If you get help from your spouse, it will help bring you all back together, knit you all back together and give you the passion that you once had. Anything else, Raina?
Well, I just wanted to say, obviously, I'm not facing the camera today, but I've been married going on 5 years, and I will say that in that span of time, marriage is a lot like in my opinion, it's a lot like a pair of shoes. A pair of good leather shoes. You first get them, they're new, shiny, you want to show them off, you freak out if there's a scratch on them, that sort of thing. But then they start to break in a little bit as you walk on them a little bit more, and they begin to fit more comfortably the longer you wear them.
Sure.
Well, a 5-year fit's going to be a little bit different from a 20-year fit. Maybe you're looking down at your shoes, metaphor here, and thinking, gee, I'd like a new shiny new pair of shoes because these sure are old and beat up. Or, these just aren't fun anymore. You're wearing a nice sensible pair of loafers and what you really want are, Manolo Blahniks. I would say that passion is not stable. Passion is not a fixed, it's not fixed. it has an ebb and a flow to it, kind of like the tide, or the ocean, where it'll wax and wane according to all sorts of factors. What's going on in your life, what's going on in his life, your hormones, his hormones. Hello, I don't know about you, but the current economic situation, that's enough to kill anybody's passion. Because how much,
Hello.
right? Plus, look at other areas of your life. Maybe you're unhappy with where you work, and that's starting to spill over into the relationship because
Sure.
you feel stagnant
Sure.
in one area of your life, but because, for example, you can't act out on that, it's now spilling over into another area. So the soul searching is very, very important here. And I'd like to say this to all of us married folks out there. Stop watching Sex and the City and thinking that we're missing something, okay? I love that show. I love it so much. I loved it when it was on. I still watch it in reruns, but I'm here to tell you that is not the reality. The reality of the situation is Samantha would have been trying to sleep with all of Carrie's boys. Hello? Charlotte would be insecure and putting everybody down because she thought she was better than everyone else. And then, Miranda's a workaholic, and I'm sure she would have been a lot more verbally, what's the word? Abusive, hello, in real life. I'm just saying,
Probably, reality is she probably, as that character, would have aborted her child too.
Absolutely, because she just made partner. I'm saying, if you're married, when you watch shows like Sex and the City, Living Single, Girlfriends, what's the new hot, I haven't watched TV because I have kids, but whatever the new hot let's be single stuff, remember that is not reality.
Exactly.
The reality for people our age, it is rough out there, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever been to any sort of function with an over 40 crowd, you have to ask yourself, did I really want to be here when I was in my 20s? I can guarantee you that the answer is no. And, once you've done your soul homework, though, dear reader, my next suggestion would be add the fun and excitement in other areas. Maybe you need to get out with your girlfriends more often. Sometimes you just need to kick back with some friends and some drinks.
Right.
Yes, I'm a minister, not, let's just say that. You need to kick back with some friends and some libations, whether it's alcoholic or not. You need fellowship with other people. You need to build up other areas of your life. I would say, obviously, stick with your values, because if you didn't have the intent to stick with your values, you wouldn't have mentioned it first, nor would you be asking this question to us. So I want to thank you for being so brave to bring that to us. And
Absolutely.
I want to encourage you, and we'll be praying for you, to hang in there. Because, sometimes you have to remember why you married your spouse in the first place. What's now, you're saying that your husband's ways are, not abusive, just boring. Well, what attracted you to boring in the first place? Were you dating some pseudo-excited, drama-filled man who made your life absolute hell and you thought that was passion? Well, exactly. Remember what attracted you to your mate in the first place, because that's what keeps you going through the years. Now, granted, my life will be a little bit different. I still have young ones in the house, but every now and then, when things, when there's a little bit of an ebb there in the passion, it helps to remember why I'm with him. And sometimes all you need to do is hang around your single or never married friends and hear some of the things that they're going through, not from an attitude of judgment, mind you, but just to say, I wonder if that would fit with me now. Because, your comfortable pair of shoes, they may be more comfortable and more a part of you than you realize. Back to you, Kimmy.
Very true. Couldn't have said it any better. Really could not have. Yes, you get a pat on the back, Raina. Absolutely. It's definitely important to take that time to be introspective. It's also important to take time for you. Girls' day out, girls' night out, girls' weekend. By all means,
girls'
do that.
Cruise.
Girls' cruise, woohoo!
Yeah.
By all means, there's nothing wrong with that. You need to address the individual that has the right to feel excited and comfortable and happy, and she's telling me to hurry up. and fancy free, as it were, you know, just as he does. It's not just for us, but because we are basically the builders of the home, we are, what I want to say, the nurturers, even though our men do nurture. You know, it's even that much more important for us to take that time for ourselves, because we give so much of ourselves on a daily basis that it's easy to lose who we are. And you don't want to do that. And that's, you know, what I think the thread that runs with your question or your comment, you know, the feeling of loss of self. So we want you to regain that, and we want you to address your values and stay in your lovely and happy marriage, because we know that if it wasn't happy, if there wasn't some choice to be there to enjoy your mate, you wouldn't even be asking this question. So hope that helps. By all means, let us know how you feel about that. Follow up with us. We'd love to hear from you even more here at the Next Level ATL. We went a little over on time this time, and I'm still talking, yes, but we're wrapping it up. So it was great to see you. Hope this helped. Come back and visit us next week. We're actually going to start posting on Wednesdays, so look for us on Wednesdays as opposed to the weekends now. All right, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.